Ladies and gentlemen, government officials, good afternoon. It is with great honor that the Brazilian Zebu Breeders Association, the ABCZ, and Apex Brazil have the satisfaction of streamlining the official launch of the 2021 Expo Zebu's International Week live broadcast. It is the 86th Expo Zebu. Due to the pandemic, this event is following the guidelines of the WHO and also of the local authorities, maintaining the social distancing and the sanitary protocol so that we can preserve everyone's safety and health. We are now live at the International Studio, specially assembled for the 2021 Expo Zebu. We already have here with us the President of ABCZ, Mr. Rivaldo Machado Borges Jr., and the International Relations Director, Ms. Ana Cláudia Mendes Souza. Welcome to all. In the international channel of ABCZ TV, starting today, we're going to have a programming filled up with varieties, and it's going to be presented twice a day, and the name of the show is Made in Brazil. Our clients and friends abroad are going to have simultaneous translation into English and Spanish, and they are going to be able to interact with the live program. We're going to share technical information, commercial information. We're going to have virtual tours. We're going to have interviews, debates with innovative topics, besides very important professionals in our market. And they are going to make you, our international audience, to feel effectively present here with us, taking part in the fair in the House of Zebu. Completing this program, the international project Brazilian Cattle, that is an 18-year-old partnership between ABCZ and Apex Brazil, is going to offer another virtual business round with focus on the expansion and achieving of new markets. Once again, via Expo Zebu, Brazilian livestock production is going to be able to be seen and valued by the entire planet. It is Expo Zebu arriving at you, near you, anywhere in the world. At this moment, we're going to listen to the Brazilian national anthem that is going to be played in a countryside guitar by Professor Germano Nakamura and his student Luiz Augusto de Oliveira. We would like to thank the guitar players, Mr. Germando and Luiz Augusto, and we would also like to thank in a special way the Cultural Foundation of Uberaba that made this presentation possible. Now, I would like to pass the floor to the International Relations Director, Ms. Ana Cláudia Mendes Souza. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to all the breeders, to all the government officials and friends. We have always started Expo Zebu and raising the flag and listening to our national anthem. And I believe that it was a great emotion to be here, to be able to share with you and to represent our moment, such a beautiful moment. It was a surprise, so I'm very moved right now. And we are really happy to be able to be here presenting to you throughout these days our programming and all of the representativeness of the chain, the production chain of beef and dairy to the world. Everything was prepared with lots of love, a lot of effort. Our team is here, all of them totally ready to present to you throughout the days all of these programs and the meets and debates that we're going to have, the meetings. We know that many of you would be here today, present, face to face at our international studio, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we could not receive all of you with open doors. But with all of this love and effort is that our whole team is taking to your homes all of this material that was prepared, and I'm sure that it's going to be extremely consistent and you're going to have many updates for you. And I truly hope that you enjoy it and that you can feel here at the park Fernando Costa in Uberaba with us. Thank you so much, Apex. Throughout these 18 years, we have had this partnership with Brazilian Cattle, with ABCZ and Apex, and we are playing our role, which is our most important role. It's relevant, and we are promoting our Zebu cattle to the world. And so I would like to greet all of you, to say goodbye to you, and may we be able to meet once again next year with God protecting us with great health so that we can start here and so you can follow up our work today. Thank you so much for your attention. At this moment, we are going to watch the video of the agribusiness video. Mr. Sérgio Segovia has made a video for us. I would like to congratulate ABCZ for the organization of the 86th Expo Zebu. In this version, I am representing our CEO, Sérgio Segovia, because even though he wanted to take part in Expo Dubai, a universal exhibit that is going to start in October, so he wanted me to appear in this very important event. So I would like to greet all of those present, and I would like to thank Mr. Rivaldo Machado and his entire team for the wonderful invitation so that we could take part in this. We are totally sure that this exhibit is going to be very important for us to show all the potential that we have in the Zebu production here in Brazil. Apex has been working for over 20 years in attracting foreign investors, and we are proud of our partnership with ABCZ via the Brazilian Cattle Program. And so it is expanding the Zebu market in Brazil, sharing technologies, inputs, and that complements this offer and supply here in Brazil. Throughout these 18 years of partnership, we were able to strengthen our partnership and have a production of cattle that is sustainable. And we have generated opportunities so that the Brazilian companies could expand their business and also become become international companies. We made it viable for them to sell their products and services, and we are also valuing our production chain. The exporting of these companies that are part of this partnership between Apex Brazil and ABCZ are equivalent to about $200 billion a year. And we have been exporting live animals, but the project has been expanding throughout time, and new products have been added, starting from the demand that we recognized in the international market. So we have now a huge technological package for breeding cattle, and also complementary products such as seeds, veterinary products, and also for animal nutrition and equipment. Within this context, the project has been offered excellence, and the results are very promising. Besides the traditional actions such as participation in fairs, creation of projects, I would like to highlight the business rounds based on sanitary protocols. Via the business transactions that we did through this department, we opened up sanitary protocol and other interventions and dealings so that we could open new markets and expand the existing markets. Each sanitary protocol is a new market and offers new opportunities. So during the 2018 Expo Zebu, we signed 18 sanitary protocols with Kenya, with Guatemala, with Ecuador, and this was possible due to the coordinated work between Apex Brazil, ABCZ, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Agriculture, and as well as our embassies abroad. And now, with the organization of the 86th Expo Zebu, the most important Zebu event in the world, once again, we're going to have the opportunity to show to our partners and investors all the potential that Brazil has. In this edition, that is 100% virtual due to the pandemic, Brazilian Cattle organized the events Made in Brazil Talk Show and Made in Brazil Farm Tour. So it's about 3 hours a day of broadcasting with simultaneous translation into Spanish and English, and we're going to have all of the stakeholders and players from the production chain. And we're also going to have the second business round with purchases from Latin America, people buying things in Latin America and Asia. And we're trying to overcome the challenges presented to us by the pandemic by using technology. And I believe that this partnership between Apex and ABCZ is going to continue being very successful, and it's going to happen in a structured way, and this is going to play a very important role for the businesses in the sector. And so I end here my participation, and on behalf of Apex Brazil, I wish you all success. Thank you very much for your attention. And so now we would like to invite the president of ABCZ, Mr. Rivaldo Machado. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be here with all of you and talking to you virtually. Due to this crisis caused by the pandemic, we had to create, and we created the ABCZ TV channel. And within the ABCZ TV channel, we created the international channel so that we could stay closer to you, virtually but closer. And within this international channel, we have the program Made in Brazil that is going to arrive at your homes, at your offices, at your business establishments, so that we can show and take to you everything that we have, the best that we have in terms of improvement of beef and dairy cattle. We are very excited with the negotiations that are going to happen throughout time after this event, and these negotiations are going to strengthen more and more our connections. We have 38 countries in Latin America, in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia. Welcome, welcome to our ABCZ. We are here with open arms, virtually welcoming you. And I'm sure that in 2022, the Expo Zebu, we're going to be able to shake hands and give you a hug, a warm hug that Brazilians like to give people. And we are here excited so that everything can take place with success and so that you can get at the end of these editions with signed agreements and wonderful businesses. Welcome and welcome to the ABCZ TV. And now we are going to start the official launch of the 2021 Expo Zebu's International Week live broadcast and the partnership agreement signature event between the ABCZ and the Nelore Breeders Association of Ecuador. We would like to invite the president of the Ecuadorian Association of Nelore Breeders, Mr. Javier Zambrano. Welcome, Mr. Zambrano. We are still waiting for the internet to work its magic so that we can have Mr. Javier with us. Just a minute. President Rivaldo, so are you enjoying this scenario here that we created? Wonderful. Everything is live. Everything is live. Yes. And we are here in the studio. It looks beautiful. We are waiting for the internet connection, and so we can continue our chat with our international friends. It's wonderful to have all of you here with us virtually. So on YouTube, you're going to have a very, very good and large programming. I believe that the internet connection is coming back. No, not yet. Okay, so I would like to share with you that at 6:30 a.m. From 6:30 a.m. until 12:30 until May 7th, you're going to have the opportunity to get to know the best Zebu cattle that we have. We're going to have interviews with farmers. You're going to get to know the farms. You're going to get to know the Zebu farms, Gear and Nelore here in Brazil. You're going to be able to see all of them and many, many other breeds, okay? And they are extremely important and relevant. So this is an opportunity for you to get to know our farms. We have over 60 farms that are going to be herds and their producers and farmers. You're going to know about the handling, about how we deal with our Zebu cattle, how these herders work, and this is fantastic, isn't it? Yes, it is. And also on our program, Made in Brazil Farm Tour, we have the possibility of everybody that have come here to get to know the companies that are connected to the Brazilian Cattle Project. They have farms, they have seeds, they have genetic centers, and we have a lot of interesting things, and this is worthwhile, okay? And so we are preparing wonderful programs for you, jointly with the program that President Rivaldo have just mentioned. Oh, we were able to connect with Mr. Javier online. Thank you.
Estamos ok? Podemos prosseguir?
Nossa, ainda não chegou lá, não?
Acho que está meio travado. Como estamos? Estamos com delay. Só minutinho, gente, que a gente...
We apologize. Just a second. I believe that the internet connection has a little delay, and President Javier is still listening to President Rivaldo. Okay, I believe we're ready now.
Bienvenidos. Muchas gracias.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
Procedemos.
Yes, we can continue. We can move on with
Prosseguimos?
the signature event.
Prosseguimos.
Não, eles estão arrumando aí.
Cuéntenos. Me conecté, me fue.
O senhor Javier não nos ouve? Rivaldo, e me conta, então nós estamos
So, Mr.
há 2
Rivaldo,
dias já com a
we have
exposição
been 2 days
iniciada,
now
Expo Zebu.
with the Expo
Você já
Cebu.
tem
It
resultados?
started 2
Como é que
days
tá pra
ago.
você
So,
o seu
how are
ponto de
the
vista sobre
results?
essa
What is your perspective of the 86th Expo Zebu?
Programa Carne de Zebu.
It's okay, so we're going to launch the Zebu beef. And now today we launched the program Integrate Zebu, okay? Which is wonderful. Thank you.
Eles estavam muito esperados, né?
Oh, these programs, everybody was so excited about it. Oh, yes, the President of the Republic was there. He received us with open arms. He was very warm. We also had the presidents of the House of Representatives and of the Federal Senate. The president of Apex was there. Oh, no, no. I believe Márcio was representing the president of Apex, okay? And so we move on. I believe it's going to be a great event. Unfortunately, it's not going to be face-to-face, but I believe we are managing to do this. We're having now a unique Expo Zebu. But the internet connections sometimes fail us, okay? Yes, but we're going to be able to do that. I can see the image of Mr. Javier, well, and I really want to get my pen and sign this agreement. We're almost ready.
E aí, gente?
O senhor Javier está nos ouvindo?
Mr. Javier, can you hear us?
Supuesto, estoy.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Fantastic.
Então, agora só falta um ok da
Okay,
nossa
now
produtora
I
pra
just
gente
need to
seguir
receive the okay from
questão de
our
som e imagem,
producer so
porque a
that
nossa
we
ideia
can
é que a
have the
assinatura seja
audio
simultânea.
and the
Pronto,
video.
Rivaldo, por favor.
Okay, Mr.
Senhor
Rivaldo,
Javier,
everybody's
nós vamos
ready.
fazer essa
And
assinatura
so we are going to sign
simultaneamente.
the agreement
São, duas
simultaneously.
vias deste
We have
contrato,
2 copies of
uma
this
em inglês
contract,
e a
one in
outra em
English and the other
espanhol.
one in Spanish.
Português e espanhol,
I'm
desculpa.
sorry, I apologize. One is in Portuguese and the other one is in Spanish.
Pode ficar à vontade, presidente Javier.
President Javier.
Constitui objeto do presente acordo a
And so the
parceria
main
para
object
avaliação
of the
da
present
adequação
agreement is the partnership
opa,
to
dos
assess
sistemas e ferramentas de controle
the
zootécnico da
appropriateness
ABCZ
of the
pela Associação
zootechnical control
Equatoriana dos Criadores
tools and
Genealógicos,
systems
com apoio para o
of
Serviço de
ABCZ
Registro
by the
Zootécnico
Equatorian
Genealógico de animais de raça
Nelore
menor
Breeders
produzidos no
Association
Equador, através do
with the
armazenamento,
support
controle
of
e
the
processamento de
Genealogical
dados da
Registration
genealogia
Service,
recebidos
okay,
da parceira.
and the Nelore breed produced in Ecuador through the storage, control, and processing of genealogy data received from our partner.
Boa noite, Javier.
Good evening,
prazer,
Mr.
muito
Javier.
grande.
It's a great
É um prazer
pleasure.
muito grande para nós.
It's a great
poder
pleasure
assinar
to be
este
able to
contrato
sign
aqui
this
hoje.
agreement
Primeiro
today.
contrato
The first
internacional, onde a
international
gente vai
agreement
poder dividir
in
com
which we're going
vocês
to
a
be able
nossa
to share with
tecnologia.
you all of our
Vocês vão ser o
technologies.
termômetro
You're going
para
to
que nós
be like
possamos
a thermometer
espalhar para
for
outros
us
países
so that we can
essa tecnologia
disseminate
que nós
this to
estamos
other
levando para
countries.
vocês aí no
We
Equador.
can
É
disseminate
uma
this
grande
technology that
satisfação
we're
para
taking
nós
to Ecuador.
da
So it's a
ABCZ
great
e dos seus
satisfaction and a great
representantes
joy for
poder assinar
us,
contrato de
the
tamanha
ABCZ, to
magnitude
sign
com os senhores aí no
such an
Equador.
important
Muito obrigado,
agreement
senhor
with you guys there in Ecuador. Thank you, Mr. Javier.
Senhor Javier, fica à vontade, pode falar.
Mr. Javier, go on. The floor is yours.
Buenas tardes, hermanos brasileños.
Dear Brazilian friends,
Un cordial saludo.
I would like to greet all of you, and I would like to greet all of you for the 86th version of Expo Zebu, and also for the launching of the 2021 Expo Zebu's International Week live broadcast and channel. And we're sure that we're going to be able to expand this model. And so especially, I would like to congratulate President Rivaldo for the great work that he has carried out, leading such an important and large organization such as ABCZ. I would also like to thank Ana Cláudia and to all of the team for the hard work with a lot of openness to help us. And so I am here representing, the Nelore Breeders Association of Ecuador. And we have a fascinating history. And I here would like to mention President Richard Have and his wife. And so this story also illustrates the relationship between the two countries. And so Brazil imported 8 Nelore embryos, and also the famous white champion of the Nelore breed. And so they received the name of a prince. And so, we also created our wonderful Nelore Association in Ecuador. And also a Nelore family was born here. And so there was it had a sustainable growth. And even though we had difficulties throughout the pandemic, we were very successful in the production of embryos. In 2019, we came to Brazil twice. We went to Brazil twice to do business, and we worked tirelessly so that we could have a strong partnership, build a strong partnership, and to benefit all of the breeders here in Ecuador. And we tried to coordinate with Brazil, with all of the agencies there, so that we could improve our agribusiness sector. And so we generate thousands and thousands of jobs with the breeding of cattle. And we have great opportunities with this agreement. So my president, on behalf of my president of my association, thank you very much. My regards, and now we're going to have many opportunities, and God willing, we're going to be together next year. President Javier, it's a great pleasure to be signing this agreement with you, and to let you know that last week we enabled the experimental farm, Orestes Pare de Beres, so that we could have do the quarantine of the animals that we're going to purchase on our auctions, So it's a huge farm with a capacity up to 120 animals. So this is a very important step forward that we are giving for this agreement and this partnership between Brazil and other countries. Thank you so much, Mr. Javier. Thank you.
Do senhor Javier e do presidente Rivaldo. E agora nós vamos dar sequência.
And now, next, we are going to start the international actions of the 86th Expo Zebu, that were prepared so that we could create interaction with the audiences from all over the world and also create opportunities for good businesses. We're going to start now a programming that is going to be led by our dear Isi Garbellini. She is our international relations manager and also special projects managers. She has been working with ABCZ and Zebu for a long time, and now she's going to take over the work of this great night. Thank you, Isi. Thank you so much to all. May we be even more successful with our international partnerships. Thank you so much for this opportunity to receive you here at the International Studio to carry out the opening ceremony. Okay, you made me very happy and I'm very moved. And so we have an entire program ahead of us, okay? Yes, your work is very good and I wish you all the luck in the world and many, many fruitful businesses. Thank you so much, President. Thank you, Damiana, for having led the beginning of the event. And you, my friend from all over the world, breeders, our friends from all over the world, it is a great joy to be with you. I'm very happy to be with you, to receive you here at our home, the Zebu home, and to share with you our virtual Expo Zebu. We have a wonderful programming just waiting for you. Starting today until the end of this week, pardon me, we're going to have 2 daily programs, and then we're going to have many, many new things to share with you. A lot of innovations, and if you like Zebu, everything about the Brazilian Zebu cattle, all of the potential that we have, all of the competitiveness of our livestock, and we are ready to show everything to you, to show everything that we have and that is the best. And we would like to share with you everything that we have so that the livestock in Brazil and the livestock in the world can feed all of our populations with quality and also sustainability. And so now that I am alone in our studio, excuse me, I'm going to take off my mask. I would like to thank your participation. Thank you so much. It's wonderful. Receive my love, receive my regards. You are here at our home, the Zebu home. Welcome to all of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start our activities of the Made in Brazil program tonight. And to start, I cannot forget to thank our wonderful partner, Apex Brazil, that for 18 years now has trusted in our work, and now it's with you in the four corners of the world. So it's wonderful to have partners that help us out so much in our activities. Our regards to all of the team and the staff of Apex Brazil. Before anything else, I have to share with you who are watching us at home that are taking part in this program. Send your questions, send your remarks, send your comments. We're going to be here ready to receive your comments and remarks via WhatsApp. The number is +55, which is Brazil's code, 3499 802-5610. This is the number that you can see on your screen. So we're waiting for your comments, for your message. And so now let's continue. I have here on my piece of paper a lot of novelties, a lot of new things. So let's start now talking about wonderful things, talking about innovation. Let's work together. Let's talk about and discuss technology and innovation. Well, so that we can start and have all of these innovations, I would like to ask my team here to please play the videos, the innovation videos, okay? of our sister associations, the Zebu associations here in Brazil, and they are going to take part and participate tonight with their innovation videos. And so each one of the breeds here. So let's continue. We have innovation. Let's watch them. Okay, now I would like to invite our associations, our sister associations, to share their innovation videos with us. And so we're trying to find a breeder of quality. Brahman was created more than 100 years ago, starting from the Nelore, Guzerá, Gir breeds. And the crossing of these breeds was so successful that it won the world. And there was a huge expansion throughout over 80 countries. And for 26 years now, Brahman has been contributing to the production of cattle here in Brazil and the production of beef. With a very strict selection of the breeds, it became a wonderful option for those who are looking for breeding that has high potential and has high yield. So, friends of the Brazilian cattle, Assugi has launched the Gir beef, and today you're going to discover how this program can help you and help your cattle in your herd. For 26 years, Brahman has helped Brazil farming to gain each day more international prominence in beef production. Since then, upon a rigorous selection by Brahman breeders, it has become an excellent option for those seeking high-performance livestock raising. And so it's a versatile. My friends of Brazilian cattle, Assugi, have launched Carnegie. And today, you find how this program can help you. So when you produce Guzerá, with the purpose of offering to the market breeding animals and understanding the breed's refrigeration competence, Assugi launched Carnegie, the national program for fermentation and genetic improvement for meat production. Among the activities carried out by this program, it is worth mentioning the first national test of economic efficiency. The best index animals in the Assess Skills Index will be collected later this year. The available semen to registered herds and results monitored by the association's technical team. Productive capacity for milk and meat with the quality you need. Guzerá, more milk, more yield. And so, a versatile and profitable breed, Guzerá has the potential to produce milk and meat. One of the breed's differentials is its ability to feed conversion, generating a more economical, productive, and efficient breeding. To create Guzerá is to guarantee healthy and sustainable milk with great environmental balance. The dairy production of the breed generates A2 milk, a quality product that does not cause allergies in humans, with higher levels of fat and total solids. It is the best milk for cheese production with 12% more yield. To create Guzerá is to have in the pasture a breed of with excellent milk production, which can be raised pure on its crosses. Creating Guzerá is really profitable. It is a more resistant cattle with greater capacity for feed conversion. Guzerá, it has greater fertility and is highly precocious. Guzerá, more milk, more income.
Que maravilha!
Wonderful, wonderful. It's so beautiful. It is the Brazilian zebu that is being produced so that we can also help the cattle breeding in your country. Besides the innovations that we have seen, we have a lot of technology to share with you this evening. Okay, so let's talk about technology. And so we are sharing technology. We would like to share technologies with the world, okay? Sharing technologies with the world, okay? So this is something new that ABCZ is offering. So we have some actions to say that I am extremely happy so that we can share with you the creator of a fantastic project. It's called ABCZ Global. Our CEO, Mr. Jairo Machado Borges Furtado. And he is now taking over the general superintendence of our ABCZ. Welcome, Mr. Jairo. Welcome. How are you doing? It's a great honor to see you today. Okay, so let's sit down. We are going to talk about what is ABCZ? Everything that we have in terms of innovation, technology to share. And so I would like to say something to you. So in fact, I had Mr. Jairo's resume, but I believe I'm going to change the script as a whole. Way better than me introducing you and talking about your resume. Okay, I'm going to give you the opportunity. Tell us a little bit about your experience, the experience that has placed our home and the vanguard of innovation. So please share with us, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation, for allowing me to take part in this event. I would like to wish all of you a good evening, to all of you who are listening to us, all of the audience, the breeders. My name is Jairo Furtado Machado Borges Furtado, and I'm the General Superintendent of ABCZ, and it's a great honor for me to take part in development work of Zebu cattle with ICE at the International Department, which is a department that pleases me a lot, and I'm very interested in it. And I'm not going to speak about my resume, otherwise you're going to think I'm extremely old. I'm going to discuss with you what I think you have to do with us, and I'm going to summarize everything. So how do I see these new times of Zebu cattle, Zebu breed, the ABCZ, and its relationship with our partners all over the world? And so the world has been growing. Well, the population has been growing a lot at its natural speed, but it's also growing in terms of the number of consumers because their income is also increasing. The peoples, they are having an increase in their income all over the world because they are having higher levels of education, more communication, they're having possibility to generate electricity at cheaper prices. And so I believe the market, the international market, is going to continue growing for us, breeders, and there's no doubt in my mind about this, and I believe that our responsibility is huge. And we must be prepared so that we can meet this demand that is ever growing and that the international markets are showing to us. Now, the world that has temperate temperatures and cold temperatures doesn't have conditions to increase their production of beef and dairy just because of geographical problems. And so we, in the subtropical regions, in the tropical regions, these countries, we are being called so that we can contribute and produce beef and milk for the entire world so that we can meet this ever-growing demand. And so I believe it's our obligation It's almost an immediate obligation for us to get together, to work together, so that we can exchange experiences, exchange technologies, because all of us, we have something to offer, something to give. And the ABCZ has had work with its partner, and it's work that has been taking place for a long time. And it was possible for us to increase the quality of our herds. And this work never ends. It's continuous work, ongoing work. And so if we want to ensure the survival of the zebu cattle in the world, we have to continue improving the breed. And so I believe that it is our responsibility. When I say ABCZ, we're talking about ABCZ and our partners abroad. We who are zebu breeders, we have the obligation to have improvement, genetic improvement programs, and be able to breed more, and this exchange of experiences is going to be extremely important. The ABCZ, with over 100 years of work with zebu cattle, it has developed, and so now we have a huge database that controls and manages the genealogy and of all of our cattle, okay? And with this control system of all of the genealogies, we have carried out genetical improvement programs, special programs, okay? And this has brought with it many, many benefits, okay? Many benefits. And so all of this knowledge that we have accumulated, this is what we are willing to exchange with you. So the technology that we have, we're going to share it with you, the experience that we have, because the breeders work for many years with this, as hard as we do in Brazil, and I believe that this exchange of experiences that we can have is an exchange that is going to benefit all of the world, everybody, and there's no doubt in my mind. So this is my appeal to you, and to say the ABCZ is totally committed to working together with our colleagues, zebu breeders abroad, so that we can improve the production of zebu cattle and beef. That's it, Isi. Thank you very much. Wonderful. So it's wonderful to be able to share with all of you, our friends, breeders from all over the world, to share our technologies that have over 1 century of work. And so, as I said, the ABCZ is going through a new era, a new time. It is in the vanguard of this production, and we have this responsibility to share with the world so that we can have a joint work, magnificent work. Dr. Jairo, so tell us a little bit, how was the creation of this global ABCZ project? How did it start? So I lived through it, I worked through it, and so they represented difficult steps, but it's now very satisfactory, yes? Well, the greatest merit doesn't belong to me. I believe that the greatest merit must go to the staff that we have at the Brazilian Cattle, at the ABCZ, and also many of our friends outside Brazil, because they decided to informally start exchanging ideas, informally, to try to reach an understanding on ways on how we could cooperate better with one another and to improve the work that we do. And so we had developed here at the ABCZ serious work of the creation of a genome database. We have thousands of genotypes now, and we're carrying out genotypes of our animals, and our interest is ever growing, and this is going to ensure that our improvement programs are going to be more accurate. And we noticed that that there was a huge interest from our partners, from our zebu breeders abroad, not only to purchase animals here, but to exchange information about the genealogies, improvements, and we have had a database here since 1938. Our herd has been registered since 1938. Our databases, our genetic databases, they are here, they are available. We publish summaries of our bulls, and we have already published jointly with Bolivia a summary of our improvements, genetic improvements. And so our idea is to expand this relationship, expand this business, so that everybody can win with this. It's a win-win situation. You're going to share experience with us, and we're going to share experience with you. But if we don't start, we're not going to do anything. And so we have to start. We have to start starting. This is a joke. And so we did the first essays, the results and tests. The results have been very satisfactory, and we're making available now, after we signed this agreement that was signed between Ecuador and Brazil. We have made our resources available in our information technology technologies. We're making it available to register the genealogy of the animals, but also to talk about their growth, their improvement, and this ends up in a positive result. So this work started in a shy way at the beginning, but the persistence of the Brazilian cattle staff and also of the international department. And so we have already signed 3 or 4 agreements, right? Or contracts of the international PMZ. So come here, let's exchange ideas, let's exchange experiences, and let's work correctly, let's work in an honest way, let's work in a productive way. And I believe that the results are going to be outstanding, because they have already proven to be wonderful with the experiences that we have. Fantastic, fantastic. And so I'm very flattered of having received here on our first program our General Superintendent, Mr. Jairo Machado Borges Furtado, sharing this wonderful piece of news with us. So ABCZ has its open doors now, so that all of us jointly, we can produce more and better. And by doing that, we can meet all of the growing needs, the growing demands for food around the world. Mr. Jairo, thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much. You know that working with you is an everyday learning experience. And I have to tell you that he is my boss, and I learn something new with him every single day. That's why I'm very proud. Thank you so much. And to those who are watching us now, we are very excited to welcome you next year without the need of wearing a mask, so that we can chat and have a personal contact, because we Brazilians like this a lot. Thank you so much for bearing with me, and see you next time. Thank you, Mr. Jairo. Thank you. And so here, our international studio is always going to have its doors open to receive you. Thank you so much. That's it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So we have many wonderful things to share with you, okay, until next Friday. And so before I forget, if you are at home, send us your messages, send you your questions, your comments. All our staff are here, they are ready, so that they can answer any questions you may have, okay? And so write down this WhatsApp number that is on the screen. +55, which is Brazil's code, 3499-802-5610. And so now, let's wait the connection for the next panel. Ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting for the internet connections to kick in, okay? At this moment, since we are live, we always have some technical issues, right? So while we're still waiting for this connection, I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you everything that you're going to see throughout the week of Expo Zebu. We are going to start with this program now, Made in Brazil, and the talk show version. And we're going to have it every day from 6 p.m. This is the time in Brasília, the capital in Brazil. We're also going to have an issue of the farm tour program from Monday to Friday at 1 p.m. And also the time is here in Brasília, in Brazil. And we're going to present a little bit of each one of the members of the Brazilian cattle. And so everything that is going to happen, you're going to have the opportunity and to see it, to feel as if you were visiting the members of the Brazilian cattle. You're going to hear about the innovations and everything that is necessary to overcome this pandemic moment and continue producing with excellence, because this is what we want to have. And this is what they do, and they do it with excellence. And so at no moment you stopped receiving all of the genetic material, all of the inputs, and all of the Brazilian technologies that were necessary so that we could produce more and better always. Thank you. This is Brazil helping the world to increase its productivity. And so let's continue now until next Friday, okay? Close to you, directly from our home here, the Zebu home. Even if it's virtually, it's a great joy to have all of you with us. I feel so happy to see that you are here close to us, watching us, participating in the event with us. This is extremely important for us. So, dear team, staff, guys, have we been able to get the internet connection? Okay, so let's move on. I need our special guests now with us on the panel. We're going to discuss the current panorama of agribusiness. And tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m., the time in Brasília, I'm going to receive you once again so that you're not going to miss the Made in Brazil first version farm tour, because it's really good and we're going to share a lot of important information with us. Okay, fantastic. Our special guests, good evening. Hello, Mr. Alberto Bica. Hello, Mr. Leandro Feijó. Good evening. How are you? Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Excellent. So I would like to introduce you. Alberto Bica is the coordinator of agribusiness at Apex Brazil. Bica is an agronomist and he is an expert in foreign trade and marketing. He has been working at Apex Brazil since 2007, working at the agribusiness department, and throughout this time he was responsible for the sectors and the industries of beef, pork, poultry, pasta, cookies, coffee, rice, organic products, chocolate, wine, fish, cotton, and currently he is the coordinator of agribusiness at Apex Brazil. Bica, thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much. So I'm totally available, and I have a presentation, a brief presentation about Apex Brazil, okay? And I would also like to introduce Leandro Feijó, Director of the Technical Topics Department, and also Sanitation and Sanitary and Phytosanitary Products at the Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Supply, MAPA. He has a degree in veterinary by the Federal University of Minas Gerais. He has been working at the Ministry of Agriculture since 2000. 2002. He has held many important positions that are important for our national livestock. So we have two experts that help us a lot on a daily basis so that we can open up more markets and open up more markets for our livestock so that our products and inputs, they can arrive at your countries, in your countries and help you out. Okay, so I would like to invite Bika so that you can start with your presentation. And after that, we are going to invite Mr. Feijó to carry out his presentation. And at the end, I hope that we can have an interaction so that we can chat together. Yes? Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Bika, the floor is yours. Can you share my presentation, please? Yes, our staff is already working on that. Just a minute. Okay.
Apresentação do Bika, por gentileza.
Bika's presentation, please.
Já pode passar aí para o primeiro slide, para o segundo slide, por favor.
First or second slide, please.
Ano passado, a Apex.
So last year at Apex, we supported 1,600 companies in the agribusiness industry, and we have several exporters, and we were able to add 58 new exporters, and we exported $51 billion US dollars, and this represented approximately 50% of all agribusiness exports in Brazil, and 77% of the exports organized by Apex Brazil. Next slide, please. So our main projects that we work with the ABCZ are rice, cookies, coffees, beef, pasta, poultry, pork, and also flowers, fruit, cotton, and also ethanol, machinery and equipment, cachaça. And so a company that produces sugar and ethanol, among all of the projects, we almost exported 25 billion US dollars. And so yesterday we grew 8.2%, even during the pandemic. And this year we are also showing an increase, mainly compared to 2019. So the sector continues being very strong. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. And so the main countries that we have had: China, Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, Emirates, in Latin America. And so you can see the growth. Even though China has more value, we have more companies exporting to the USA. And we can see this, almost 200 companies have been exporting to the USA, and about 150 exporting to China. Next slide, please. So among our projects, they represent basically 100% of the exports of the country. Poultry, chicken, beef, pork, and so after 1.5 year, 1 year and a half, we have 54 million melons, 54 million, and we don't support regular coffee, only manufactured coffee. Okay, next slide, please. And so this year we want to increase our participation, and we have been negotiating with 12 new associations, and we are going to support them in a direct way so that we can diversify our exporting agenda. So we have been negotiating with the producers of beans, fish, wood, and also wines, oils, vegetable oils, soybean oils, citrus, BNC of oils and nuts. We have additives, we have maize, we have honey, we have beverages, but not only wines, beers, liquor, cachaça, and also mate. Because mate in the south of Brazil has a huge potential for being exported. It is a drink that the south of Brazil drinks a lot. Some direct actions that we have been promoting and that we promoted last year, Biofargo, and some of them, they were face-to-face. Many events were canceled. Winter Face Food, and so some of the events took place online, and many fairs are taking place online. Go Food Protector with Shanghai, and we also had this in China that took place in November. Some of them they were canceled, unfortunately, due to the pandemic. So we had planned 19 fairs, but only in the area of food and beverages it was 14, but some of them we were not able to hold last year. And so we are planning to have some online. Next slide, please. And then Expo Zebu. And so this is a project that we have had for the second year now with the National Confederation of Agriculture for small producers and farmers and cooperatives. And we are helping over 300 farmers. And we have achieved 160 billion US dollars in direct exports. And so we had many business rounds because of this project with the CNA in 76 different markets. Next slide, please. And so this is a result of the image project that we have. It celebrated its 3rd anniversary last year, Panagro, okay, to access the markets, to improve the images and the brands of agribusiness in Brazil abroad. And so 6 partner entities took part in it. And so we created 23 marketing pieces. We had side events. We had our 7 events in Beijing, in Brussels last year. And so they had a great return in terms of branding, mainly in Europe, and image, mainly in Europe. Next slide, please. And so for next year, we are planning, as we were forecasting since last year, that many fairs were not going to take place or happen, or they were going to happen online. And so we are programming virtual missions, and we are hiring local matchmakers. We are carrying out coaching courses with the companies, coaching events. So we intend to have 10 virtual missions this year with India, Saudi Arabia, Argentina, the UK, Indonesia, Colombia, Central America. And we also intend to focus on products that we don't have the sectorial project because they can carry out their own actions. So we're going to focus more in meetings with all of the agricultural attachés and many secretariats of commerce and trade. And so we're going to have fruit juices, açaí, wood, beverages, superfoods, and dairy. And we want to have some virtual rounds with organic products, nuts, fish, and we have a partnership with Sebrae to do the geographic location. Next, please. So these are some of the fairs that had been scheduled for this year. Some of them have already taken place, like Biofar, Prodex. It's going to be a virtual Expo Dash. And so we are planning 14 fairs this year. And so we would like the companies to take part in this as well. Next slide, please. Another sector that we want to disseminate and advertise this year are the agri-techs, the startups, and the technological startups, so that we can produce agribusiness that adds value. We do not want to just export commodities. We are planning 5 events that are called Agri-Talks. This is a partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, with Embrapa, with the Ministry of Communications, and we're going to have 4 events in one. And then we're going to have a final event in Dubai in February of 2022. And so the main idea is for us to share this Brazilian technology that has been developed in the field with creators of policies, with the academia, with the press. And so we want to have sustainable agribusiness, food techs, and adding value, as I mentioned before. So I believe that this was the last slide. Oh, no, I still have more. Tanagro that we are launching now. It took 1 year to plan it, the entire of last year, and so it was based on 4 main pillars. The first one was a diagnostics. We're going to hire a consultancy company to have a perception survey, to carry out a perception survey of Brazil in Europe, and the idea is to map and to what is the position of agribusiness, so that we can sign many contracts between Mercosur and the European Union. And after that, we're going to have a communication strategy. We're going to generate content. We're going to hire the academia to generate content. We're going to have PR, and then we're going to release the results. Very briefly, this is what we planned for this year and what happened last year. And then later on, I'm going to be at your disposal to answer any questions you may have. Wow, Bica, how many new strategies are being prepared by Apex, and we are very, very happy here. And we are expecting this so that we can develop everything to the maximum of our abilities. Yes, yes. Okay, let's hear a little bit about all the work that the SRI at the Ministry of Agriculture also does, opening new markets for us. Mr. Feijó, what do you have to share with us? What are the novelties? First of all, good evening. Thank you so much for the invitation once again. We are very happy to be with all of you, and we would like to congratulate you for this initiative. This channel has everything to be a great success and to share high-quality information from reliable sources. And so this brings for us a lot of comfort and happiness, because this sector of agribusiness can have its own channel, its own official channel, recognized by Brazil and by the whole world. I have a lot of information. I have great news to share with you on this beautiful and special day. And so it is still a complicated year because of the pandemic since last year, but the agri-livestock sector has shown its resilience, its strength, as you have been following up. And so this helped us to continue carrying out the management so that we could open and maintain and also make it easier for our farmers to export their livestock products. And I'm very, very happy. Today I spent the day updating all the information so that I could celebrate with you at Zebu's home, to celebrate such a wide scope or such a wide reach that this channel has and the ABCZ has, and to share this information. And our minister, Tereza Cristina, since 2019, has been working extremely hard, and the negotiations, the results that we're going to present to you, all the data speak for themselves. And so this work was only possible because it took place in a connected way, interconnected way. And the greatest protagonists of this, all of this, are the companies, the farmers who are in the field working hard. And we at the government, we have been working so that we can make the sanitary or the health agreements possible so that they can have the authorization, the appropriate authorization for these products to be exported. And it's very, very important what I have to share with you in these 2 years of work. Well, we're almost celebrating our 2.5 year anniversary. We have different markets for our different products, and what attracts our attention is the topic that we are discussing now, for instance, like the live cattle, the live bovines that we have, semen, embryos. And so in these 134 markets, we had 26 new market openings related to your market. So 19.4% of all of the markets that opened throughout these almost 2.5 years, they are because of the bovine sector, the bovine industry, the beef industry. And so this year we have been working with an opening of markets happening. Even though we have had a lot of difficulties, we have already opened 6 markets for exporting live cattle, and also to Cambodia, to Paraguay, to Vietnam, to the Arab Emirates, and also with Argentina, with Qatar, Myanmar, Egypt, Colombia. In 2019, Malaysia, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Zambia, Canada. So many markets opened up to our sector. And so this made our economy go round and round. The farms are working harder. And so also the genetic improvement, this is in the core of the discussions that we're having. And a wonderful piece of news that is very important. Why is this happening? Why is this work being made possible? Because we have a huge asset in Brazil, which is our livestock production. It is what guides us. And so the business people, the private sector, the farms, the government, we have to work together. We have to work in a serious way, highly focused, so that we can maintain this status that Brazil fought so many years to achieve. And I like to say we have reached the state of the art when it comes to our livestock and agricultural production. So our friends here at my secretariat, they carry out outstanding work in terms of technical aspects, okay, and doing things that are strategic, and also following all of the health guidelines of the WHO, and also everything is based on these databases, and this brings to us calmness, comfort, so that we can handle international transactions. And so that jointly with our agricultural attachés, with our embassies abroad, with our consulates abroad, working together so that in the end we are going to be able to negotiate, to open new markets. And we're also going to maintain all of this, because we need to do that. And we're going to improve our renegotiations of protocols so that we can always facilitate the production process and the exporting process of these products. And I would also like to attract your attention about a very, very important point that I'm glad to share with you. We have over 70 negotiations that are ongoing right now so that we can open up new markets for live cattle, for genetic material, and also inputs such as seeds. We have many negotiations so that we can establish phytosanitary processes, so everything can happen in a great way. And so we have live animals embryos. And so we have over 70 negotiations with different countries in South America, in Central America, with African countries, and mainly in Asia, including China, Taiwan, Indonesia, and so great markets, as you can see. And so that's why the ABCZ is so important. It's a great joy to be here with you, with Isi. It's wonderful to see you again, Isi, even though it's only virtually. And so once again, I would like to say we have to remain together, to work together, so that the federal government, in coordination with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, with Apex working together so that we can promote ourselves commercially. So connect our exporters with the importers from these countries. And then finally, we're going to be able to close this chain and this chain. And so now I would like to wrap up by passing the floor to Isi, and thank you so much for this opportunity. It's a great pleasure to be here. Feijó, wonderful, wonderful. Only great news. You have only shared with us great news. And so I'm really, really happy. I know that you have given me a lot of work to do, but since I like the work that I do, I am ecstatic for having received these pieces of information. And so we are very happy, and we have to talk a lot with you guys so that our efforts can reflect the dreams of the sector, the desires of the sector. And so as soon as possible, we need to sit down together, chat jointly with the Ministry of Agriculture to work on what is important for your sector, okay? Bica, wonderful, right? So we have a lot of work ahead of us. And the best thing is to find out that if we are coordinating with Apex, Brazil, with the Ministry of Agriculture, with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Itamaraty, it is a joint effort so that we can take to all over the world genetic materials, inputs, embryos, so that we can help develop the livestock production around the world. But I have to ask you, you have shared with me many things that are happening. Bica has talked about some of the strategies that Apex is developing, even though we're going through the pandemic. Everybody is reinventing themselves. Even I am reinventing myself. I am a zootechnician, and I'm now being a presenter here, kind of a reporter. So, in the end, this pandemic process, it's been very, very hard for all of us. So, is our agribusiness being favored by this? Are we reinventing ourselves? Are our figures and numbers? I know that they are very positive. And so, in general terms, do you believe that we are effectively overcoming ourselves, going beyond our limits? Yes? I believe Bica can start and then I'll talk. Okay, Bica, you can go first. Yes. In general, we grew 8% last year, and this year we are showing even greater growth, mainly when compared to 2019 and 2020. And so even during the pandemic, people are requesting and importing our beverages. And so we know that we have had many events being canceled, and so it was difficult for us to have these events face to face. That's why we created new actions, virtual events. We are betting a lot on this, the 10 missions that we are programming, organizing, trying to help over 300 companies, and we hope that the ABCZ companies and members are going to take part in this. So we're going to visit Indonesia, and I believe you're going to benefit a lot from this. And the trend in the future is also to have a little bit of this. And so we are going to have the face-to-face events in the near future, maybe, or everybody is excited, everybody is anxious to start traveling once again, to carry out transactions and negotiations live. And so and so virtually it is cheaper, and so we're going to be able to have a broader democratization of the small and medium-sized companies. But I believe that virtual events have come to stay. Okay, Feijó, now I would like to pass the floor to you. So this pandemic, I consider it to be something that is dividing the waters, which is a milestone within the Ministry of Agriculture. We were able to break many paradigms, change many paradigms, and many processes were accelerated due to this limitation of traveling and negotiation. Sometimes, you know, you solve everything around the business table, around the negotiation table, having lunch, having dinner with a government official so that you can do the fine-tuning, the final tweaks. But many negotiations, they became stronger because the countries, they need to produce. The countries need to produce. People need to eat. And with the current limitations of space, inputs, and many of these sectors, such as the live animals, genetic materials, and so it's a win-win situation, mainly when it comes to highly products that have high value. And as our Minister, Tereza Cristina, says, we need to do this when discussing our businesses. And many issues became very interesting. And I would like to attract your attention to a few things. The first one is the auditing processes. Virtual auditing processes are happening. We never imagined this. We never imagined receiving a government official with a camera, verifying your process in real time, and then she's going to have a scenario, an image of everything they need to check. And so we started, mainly with the Chinese, we started receiving auditing missions in our meat packers, beef packers, and we were a little suspicious of this, but it's a model that has come to stay so that we can become more agile, so that our processes can become cheaper. And so the economy that we're going to have, we're going to save on air tickets, we're going to save on accommodation, we're going to save on time. And so this virtual auditing has come to stay. And so you can audit veterinary services, and you can audit all of the services, phytosanitation services, and we have negotiated with many countries so that we can receive their auditors virtually and they can receive our auditors virtually. And we also have electronic certifications now. Okay, and all of the documents are insured, guarantees, and we can do this virtual and electronic certification. So this pandemic brought with it many improvements, and so we received the lemons and we made lemonade. And so now we are being assessed by many countries, and the virtual auditings and the e-certifications, they have come. They were the positive aspects of the pandemic. Wonderful, wonderful, Feijó. So you have shared with us such good news that today I'm going to wrap up thinking what we're going to prepare for the next months, pardon me, because our work is going to double. And may God help us, yes, so that we can work with new countries, new markets. May we have more strategies so that we can work jointly. And as I said before, I'm very, very happy to be able to welcome you here, to receive you here, so that people can understand that the work that we do is joint work, and it's a lot of work. So on our side, from the association, from the companies, from the farmers, from the breeders, from Apex, that has been a partner for 18 years, and we reach the government, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and all of us are together. We are here trying to open more markets for our agribusiness so that we can cooperate and help feed the world, because this is one of the most important missions of our country. And we are going to achieve this mission with lots of honor and joy. Thank you so much for your participation. I know that it is Sunday evening, but you were more than willing and happy to participate and to show to the world that Brazil is totally dedicated, and we're going to share everything with with the world, the best of our agribusiness to several countries around the world. Thank you so much for being here with us. We are together, and we're going to continue working together and working hard. Thank you so much. Great health to you and your families. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish you all the success in the world. Thank you. Goodbye. Wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. So it is wonderful to find out that there is a huge network of people in the public sector, in the private sector, in the government entities. All of them are ready to coordinate with us to open up new markets with safety, security. And this is the most important, in sharing the best of our livestock to you, like us, who are reinventing ourselves, sharing all of this information with you directly from our Zebu home to you. So a little bit more about innovation, okay? I'm going to invite now, I'm going to share now some of the novelties of Zebu breeders from our country. Watch the videos, please.
Bela aparência, o físico harmônico e equilibrado, a pelagem avermelhada e o temperamento confiável expressam toda a nobreza e pureza da raça, forjada por milênios no desafiador rigor do deserto. As principais características produtivas do Sindi são a dupla aptidão, a precocidade, a fertilidade e a rusticidade. A raça é essencial para viabilizar modelos pecuários de manejo extensivo e pode ser um trunfo para a rentabilidade, a sustentabilidade ambiental e econômica em qualquer tipo de clima e vegetação. O Sindi apresenta inúmeras vantagens para o cruzamento com várias raças zebuínas e britânicas, tanto para a produção de carne quanto de leite. O Sindi do Brasil se encaixa em qualquer tipo de projeto pecuário, pois atende às expectativas dos criadores que hoje buscam consolidar a bovinocultura e a produção de alimentos em nível global.
Olá, pecuaristas do Brasil e do mundo. Me chamo Sérgio Junqueira Germano, sou presidente da Associação Brasileira dos Criadores de Tabapuã. Vamos falar um pouco sobre a raça Tabapuã, uma raça brasileira, testada, mocha, extremamente funcional, onde buscamos os animais mais precoces e produtores de carne. Esse ano temos uma novidade dentro da raça, que é o Zebu Carne de Qualidade, um programa desenvolvido pela BCZ que vai desde o desmame até o abate dos animais, passando por várias fases, prova de ganho de peso, confinamento e qualidade de carne, fechando todo o ciclo pecuário. Para maiores informações, acesse nosso site www.tabapuã.org.br e nossas redes sociais. Um grande abraço a todos.
É isso aí. Estamos terminando
That's
a
it.
nossa
We are
primeira
concluding
edição
our
do
first
programa
version
Made in
of the
Brazil
program
Talk
Made
Show,
in Brazil
levando
Talk
até
Show
você direto
and
aqui da
taking to
casa do
you
Zebu
directly
o que
from
há
the
de
Zebu
melhor, o que há de
house,
inovação,
Zebu
o que
home,
há de
everything that is the
tecnologia
best,
para
everything
que
that is
você
an
possa estar
innovation,
sempre por
all the
dentro.
technology,
Bom,
so you
mas
can always
amanhã
be
faço
updated.
questão de
And
lhe ver
tomorrow, I
novamente
would
a
love to see you
partir da
once again
1h da
after
tarde
1
no nosso
p.m.
programa
In our
Made in
program
Brazil
Made in
Farm Tour.
Brazil
E
Farm
depois, logo mais
Tours.
à noite,
And
às
later
6
on in the
horas da
evening at
tarde,
6
vamos
p.m.,
ter
we are
outra
going to
edição ao
have
vivo
another
do nosso programa
version
Made
of
in
the
Brazil
program
Talk
Made
Show.
in Brazil
Como
Talk
esse,
Show,
recheado
as
de
this one
novidades.
that is
E o
filled up
tema que
with
falaremos
new
amanhã
ideas. And the
é de
topic we're going to
recuperação de
discuss
pastagem.
tomorrow is the
Portanto, você
recovery
não
of
pode
pastures. So
perder.
you cannot miss
Faço
out.
questão de
And
encontrá-lo
so
aqui
I
novamente.
really want to
Então,
see you
te
again
vejo amanhã.
tomorrow. So
E,
see you tomorrow.
logicamente,
And
nós estamos aqui
obviously,
na Expo
we are
Zebu,
here
que
at
chega até
Expo
você de
Zebu
qualquer parte do
that
mundo.
arrives at your home from any part in the world.
O Brasil é conhecido no mundo por ser um país bonito por natureza, esplêndido e encantador, de um povo alegre e uma cultura riquíssima na música, nas artes, na culinária, com o melhor carnaval e grandes craques no esporte e na ciência. Venha redescobrir o Brasil! Dos 19 milhões de profissionais do campo, apaixonados pelo que fazem e reconhecidos por sua dedicação, integridade e competência, por produzirem com amor e preocupação com o bem-estar animal, com o meio ambiente e com a qualidade do alimento que vai nutrir o Brasil e o mundo. É o país que mais preserva, com a maior floresta tropical e a maior reserva de água doce do planeta. Venha conhecer o Brasil mais de perto. Com talento natural para criar, nossa pecuária ocupa menos de 20% do território brasileiro e desenvolve tecnologias de ponta que intensificam a capacidade de produção, sem a necessidade de abertura de novas áreas. Com um rebanho superior a 220 milhões de cabeças, 80% delas têm a melhor genética zebuína, nos mais rígidos padrões de qualidade e com os custos mais competitivos do mercado internacional. O Brasil é o maior exportador de carne bovina do mundo. Na nossa essência, valorizamos a harmonia entre produção, preservação e respeito aos animais, meio ambiente e biodiversidade, com o desenvolvimento econômico e social. A genética zebuína produz com muito mais competência. O Brasil é reconhecido pela mais evoluída biotecnologia do mundo, o que torna o zebu referência em precocidade, produtividade, habilidade materna, carne de qualidade e leite antialergênico a 2:2. Muito mais que produzir para o presente, o Brasil produz para o futuro, porque trabalha pensando nele. Com produção sustentável e preservação dos recursos naturais, o Brasil tem a segunda maior área com plantio direto do planeta. E como não há futuro produtivo sem integração, o produtor brasileiro já adotou um modelo de integração entre lavoura, pecuária e floresta, possibilitando o uso contínuo do solo e favorecendo o aumento na oferta de grãos, de carne e de leite a baixo custo, alimentando o mundo com segurança. O Brasil produz um futuro muito mais sustentável. O produtor brasileiro é o único do mundo que, por lei, preserva no mínimo 20% da sua propriedade. O projeto internacional Brazilian Cattle se orgulha em mostrar o que o Brasil produz de melhor, reunindo empresas do setor pecuário, criatórios e associações das raças zebuínas. Os associados do projeto exportam tecnologias, material genético, animais para reprodução e abate, sementes para pastagem, produtos veterinários,